Welcome back to the Morning Show here on Arise News. There have been allegations and counter-allegations between the People's Democratic Party and the ruling All Progressive Congress at the Elections Tribunal. In a new allegation yesterday, the People's Democratic Party turned to the Independent National Electoral Commission, stating, and I quote, "The continued refusal of INEC to release the electoral materials to the PDP and our legal team is completely provocative and shows that the Commission is working in cahoots with the All Progressive Congress, and the Muhammadu Buhari presidency is determined to frustrate the PDP, Atiku, and majority of Nigerians from retrieving our mandate at the tribunal," unquote. The Commission has responded, saying that it will submit the facts at its disposal and allow the tribunal to adjudicate on the issues. Joining us now is the PDP spokesperson, KOLA OLOGBONDIYAN, who is in our Abuja studio. KOLA, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Ruben Abati.
Yes, good morning. You're welcome to the morning show. Yes, I mean, we all read your statement yesterday in which you were saying that INEC is colluding with the APC to prevent the PDP from having access to forms EC08 and form, I think, EC40G, and that, you know, this is against, yes, and that this is against the order of the Court of Appeal in this matter. What exactly is happening, and what kind of redress are you considering, apart from just issuing press statements to protest?
Well, the legal team of our presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and our party, the People's Democratic Party, are being tossed around by INEC. They go to INEC, first they allow them to inspect materials, and they paid for the certified true copies. But when it came to allowing for scanning, for photocopying, they begin to toss them around. And particularly from EC8G and from EC40G, which will have enabled our team to illustrate before the court areas of discrepancies. They have been disallowed from having access. Even up to yesterday, they were in INEC, and we have no other choice than to draw the attention of Nigerians to the collusion which had always existed, even prior to the election, between INEC, the APC, and the presidency.
Well, with all of this happening, it will seem as if your party has no confidence and faith in the process.
Well, we have confidence and we have absolute respect in the judiciary, and we believe that the cause of justice will be served at the tribunal. However, the processes, the role that INEC is supposed to play as an arbiter, that is what we are not getting. You cannot stop us from having access to the evidences that we are going to use in court. And we are busy dancing naked in the public, claiming that our lawyer is not certified to handle issues in the court in Nigeria. But it's very pathetic.
Yeah, but instead
these are the issues that we have put before the public.
Yeah, but instead of this drama in the public domain, would it not be a better option to return to the court? Because if the court gives an order and the order is being disobeyed, all you need to prove is to show that, you know, we're dealing here with a case of contempt of court on the part of INEC.
I can assure you, and truly assure Nigerians, that our legal team is on top of that.
Yeah, but let's look at some other issues. I mean, you've also had calls to issue a statement to say that your presidential candidate, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, is truly a Nigerian and not a Cameroonian, as is been alleged by the APC.
Well, truly, it's just a diversion as far as the People's Democratic Party is concerned. We are in the tribunal. We have plethora of evidences before the tribunal, which we had laid bare. And our expectations of our neighbors is to come to the tribunal and disprove what we have said. But instead of doing that, they began to dance around and make lame excuses that has no connection or in whatever form with the issue at stake for the tribunal, claiming that our candidate is not a Nigerian. We find that strange, we find that funny, we find it diversionary, and as such, we will not concentrate our time on or waste our precious time on that issue. Whatever the APC has to say, whatever evidence they have to disprove what we have before the tribunal, they should go to the tribunal and present it there.
Well, let me ask you, why do you think that the APC at this time is questioning the citizenship of your candidate, your presidential candidate? And, you know, you do say that this is diversionary by the APC, but are you not also guilty of the same thing the APC is doing? I mean, you have also brought up the issue of education qualification of President Muhammadu Buhari, an issue you have been on since 2014.
Well, the issue of educational qualification of Mr. President is contained in our petition. And when somebody in their campaign came out and said that you do not need a school certificate, a WAEC or WASC, to be the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we simply said he should take his evidence to the tribunal. That is where the issues are. We will not engage them outside the tribunal. We will not be dragged into contempt. We will not allow that. So we just quickly advise the campaign or President Muhammadu Buhari that if you have a contrary evidence to what we have said, just take it to tribunal. You don't need to bring it to the public arena. That's what we have done.
But in your personal opinion, why do you think that the APC is questioning the citizenship of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar at this time?
It is because they cannot disprove the evidence that we have before the tribunal. That is why they believe that the next thing to do is to create some drama outside the tribunal. And we are not going to be dragged into that as a party. And our candidate, respected and responsible former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, is not going to waste his precious time to begin to engage on extraneous issues that have nothing to do with what is before the tribunal. So we won't be dragged into that drama. It is strange and very funny for a party, but we are not surprised in the People's Democratic Party that our candidate that has worked in public service, our candidate that has served at the echelon of governance in our nation as the vice president, that somebody will wake up in this century and say, oh, he's not a Nigerian. It doesn't make sense that he's a Cameroonian. It doesn't make sense to us. We don't want to be dragged into that. We don't want. It's an extraneous issue. If they have any evidence that's in contrary to what we have presented for the tribunal, they should go before the tribunal and present it. Stop dancing in the marketplace. Because by so doing, they're exposing their foolishness to Nigerians.
Well, Kola, there's something I need you to help us clarify. You are saying that from ECAD, from EC40G, you know, the PDP is not being allowed to scrutinize those forms. But INEC is insisting that those two forms are not covered by the order of the court. Do you, by any chance, have been able to get access to the certified true copy of the judgment by the Court of Appeal? Because it looks strange that two parties involved in this matter do not even know what is contained, are disagreeing over what is contained in a judgment that was delivered weeks ago.
If you allow me, I'll just take an extract and read to you that the court's order permitted our candidate and our party to inspect, scan, and make copies for the use by the applicants, and then to obtain certified true copy of all polling documents, electoral and other materials in the custody of INEC, including but not limited to all the documents listed in the schedule which are used in the conduct of the presidential election held across Nigeria on 23rd of February 2019. This is written in English and it's very clear. However, our legal team is on top of this. I'm not a lawyer and I'm not claiming to be one. Well, however, rather than address issues before the tribunal, the APC and their colleagues in cahoots are busy going to the marketplace to dance, and that's what we are objecting to.
Well, there's also the issue of the server, access to INEC server. And, you know, the APC, you know, has had through its spokespersons to say that what kind of server is the PDP talking about? Did you hack into INEC computers, or, you know, you need to explain, you know, this whole point about server and the PDP?
We have, Dr. Abati, we have responded to that issue. And we have said the issue of server is in the public domain. So if we say that we have so and so figures, and you say we don't have it, you have not even come out to say that, oh, no, you don't have that figure. Rather, you are saying that you are attacking the methodology of how we arrive at the figure, saying that the PDP or our candidates broke into INEC. Does it make sense? At any rate, we have told them, go take your evidence to the tribunal. There is no need to come out in the public and begin to dance on issues, like I've repeatedly said. Whatever evidence you have that disproves what we have said, take it to the tribunal. You don't go to the marketplace and begin to expose yourself. If we say we broke into the server of INEC, INEC, the owner of the server, didn't say we broke into their server. Well, it hasn't said so, to the best of my understanding and the knowledge available to me. So whatever APC has to say about that, take it to the tribunal.
Well, there's another issue, you know, making the rounds. I know you had responded, issuing a statement. Your presidential candidate has issued a statement as well, but there has been a follow-up, and that's the information published on the U.S. Justice Department Federal Agents Registration Act portal, which shows that your candidate and your party did hire a law firm, a Washington, D.C.-based law firm, Fein and Develop PPLC, to help in lobbying for your candidate and to recognize him as the legitimate president in Nigeria.
I'm not aware.
You are not aware of what exactly? The information published on the Justice Department site, or that you hired a lobbyist?
I'm not aware that we hired a lobbyist. You must always take something away from the All Progressives Congress, their capacity at the seat. It's very important. They make allegations, they engage in propaganda. And if you look at their governance style, that's what has brought them down low. Because they all they know about is go and make allegations, go and deceive the people, go and make propaganda. So I'm not aware. Let them bring out the copies of the terms of agreement of what they are talking about. As far as the People's Democratic Party is concerned, I do not know what they are talking about. And if they have any evidence, they should go to the tribunal. That's all.
Well, I'm surprised that you say you are not aware that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been accused of trying to hire lobbyists to see how the United States government...
Dr. Abati,
yeah.
Dr. Abati, I have not said I am not aware of the allegation. I have not said I'm not aware of the allegation. I am saying that I'm not aware of the details that they are banding. That's my position.
Well,
and I've also told you that the All Progressives Congress has the capacity at deception.
Well, some of the documents...
So the issue at stake, as far as I am concerned, what I was informed to come and do in this place was to discuss the statement we issued yesterday. Any other extraneous matter that does not have to do directly with the issue at the tribunal, I will not be prepared to discuss.
I'm not too sure you are in a position to dictate, what you should be asked, when you submit yourself to an interview, a media interview. But I've just, Dr. Abati, I've just told you that the allegation, the content of what they are banding about, is strange to us in the People's Democratic Party. And if they have any issue that has to do with the tribunal, they should take it before the tribunal. Well, let me ask you a related question. This is not the first time you will raise issues about collusion. This time around, you are accusing the APC and INEC colluding together to subvert the course of justice. But before now, you raised a similar allegation against the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami SAN, and Rotimi Amechi, the Minister of Transportation, in the matter of River State. And you said the two gentlemen were planning to cause a constitutional crisis by trying to manipulate the process and the judicial process affecting River State. But at the end of the day, you know, the Supreme Court, in all the matters before it, issued its, you know, its rulings, and there was no constitutional crisis. The rulings in all the four appeals, you know, were quite straightforward. Don't you think you owe Malami and Amechi an apology for accusing them wrongly?
The decision of the Supreme Court is good for our democracy. And we want to leave it at that. As far as we are concerned, we have moved beyond that. You
don't want to apologize to Malami and Amechi for, you know, just calling them out unfairly?
Dr. Ruben Abati, I have told you from the beginning that the issue I was invited here to discuss has to do with the matter before the tribunal.
You want to take over this interview?
That has to do with extraneous issues. Extraneous issues, we should not go there. Let us raise what concerns what we did yesterday, which was why I was invited here.
Okay, well, do you have any other question for
Well, the PDP does not begin and end with the tribunal, the petitions at the tribunal, except that is what you are saying, that your party only exists to win elections and that is all. Because
that's not correct.
So I want you to respond to other issues. Okay, so let me ask you a question now. Let me ask you. Okay, great. So the IMF recently, you know, has talked about the economy and fuel subsidy, and has advised the Nigerian government to take away completely petrol subsidy. The government has reacted to say that, you know, this will not be done now. What is the PDP's reaction and stand to this?
On the fuel subsidy?
Yes.
We are waiting. We are waiting on President Muhammadu Buhari to take a decision on what he wants to do, and we will respond to whatever decision he has taken. Mind you, that President Buhari, sometimes in the life of this nation, said there was nothing like subsidy, nothing like subsidy, that anybody who claimed that is subsidizing fuel or any product is a fraud. Now let us fast track. Our position today is that there is nothing like President Buhari said. We want him to judge himself by his action and by what he said in the past. And we are waiting to see how much of economic hardship it will further impose on Nigerians.
Well, KOLA OLOGBONDIYAN, thank you very much. Thank you for responding to our invitation and for the clarifications you've been able to make.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, on the issues that are of interest to you and on the ones that are of interest to the Nigerian public and everyone watching us. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's time now for a short break on The Morning Show. When we return, we'll have our Rice News analyst Emmanuel Efeni join us to review top stories in today's newspapers. Stay with us.